This is day one of my coding journey for 100 days of Swift. So I'm going to be talking about what I've learned, show you guys what I've coded, and then just talk about how day one went. So rather than do bullet points of what I've learned specifically, I decided to put it in the form of a question so that way I can articulate what it is that I've actually learned and prove it to you guys. So I would say that variables and constants are containers that hold different types of values. And those values can be whole numbers, decimal numbers, true and false statements, and strings. Now, the key terms that they use when it comes to assigning those values, variable has var, constants have let. Now let's take a look at the code base so you can see what I'm talking about. Line 4, var for variable. I give it a name, then I'm assigning it a value called Hello Swift Playground. Same thing at the bottom. Let's go down to let anime, semicolon or colon, string equal the string One Piece. If you're a One Piece fan, put it in the comments down below. But this way of assigning a value is the same as what I did at the top, but I'm explicitly stating that I want it to be a string. So that's letting the computer know that before I give it the name One Piece, I want it to be a string first. Even though it's going to infer that it's a string already, I'm just saying I'm doubling down. Hey, this is going to be a string. I don't care. Just put it like this. Now, integers and doubles, we all know what integers are. We learned them in school. But doubles, they are essentially decimal numbers, right? Let's just take a look at the code base. As you can see here in line 47, let constant, give it a name, colon, double, then assign it a double value, a decimal value. Now, what are strings, multi-string lines, and what is string interpolation? Now, this is good because when it comes to strings, they're just lines of text. They are text as if you would see on newspaper, books, and text messages. That's essentially what I got from that. Now, multi-string lines are kind of like a unique way of making the string look pretty. Now, what do I mean by that? So imagine if I wanted to give this a longer type of value, right? It could just be, hold on, let me just copy this. Actually, let me do that. So imagine this would keep on going, right? Just keep going, like all the way down. So rather than having that to be so long, we use multi-string lines so that way it just looks easier and it's easier to read. Because I've learned that when it comes to coding, you're not coding for yourself, you're coding for other people. Just like how when you write a book, you're not writing for yourself, you're writing for other people. So it has to be legible. People have to be able to read it in order for them to find the bugs, make some changes, refactor, all that good stuff. This is what it essentially looks like. 3 quotation marks, the string itself, and then 3 quotation marks at the bottom of the line. Now, string interpolation, this is for developers' eyes most of the time, or I think it should be all of the time, where you could basically use a string and then whatever value you've already created, you could put it in that string instead of just writing it out. So for example, today it is the temperature outside, degrees. So instead of me just writing 95, I could put it to whatever value this is because that's the name I have here. So I could have put 100, it'll come out 100. If I put out 1,000, it's gonna come out 1,000. But I put it as 95. Now, what is a Boolean? So not like in Mario, boo, but Boolean can be a true or false statement. It's either true or false. It's nothing in between. So let's go to the code base. Whoops. Go to the code base. As you can obviously see, let is One Piece still running? A Boolean, true. I'm gonna put it false, but that would be lying. So let's just put it back to true. One Piece is still running, ongoing. I love it. If you watch it, comment down below. But yeah, that's all I've learned for the first day. Now, I gotta say, this was a great first day, especially it wasn't too heavy, wasn't too crazy. I spent an hour on this just playing around with the playground, giving myself a time to get comfortable with it because this is the platform I'm going to be coding on. So I got to just feel things out, test things out, see what breaks, see what doesn't break, what error messages I would get, because the more familiar I am with this, the easier it is for me to debug my own code, which is why I put a lot of comments there. So that way, when I come back to this, I know exactly what it is I'm looking at instead of just like values assigned to variables and constants. Like, what is all this, right? So having comments definitely helps out a lot for me because now I know exactly what this stuff is, what it means, and like what I can do with it, right? And I've done a video for 100 days of Swift UI. So this is day one for Swift. So if you want to see the video for Swift UI for day one, check it out. It should be up by now. But yes, thank you guys for watching. If you have any questions, if you're a fan of anime and One Piece, comment down below. But yeah, day one was pretty good.